Alrighty, y'all, welcome back to the live stream here on the channel. Hopefully everyone is staying as warm as they can. It is freezing out there in most of the United States. Let's see who we have in today's live stream so far. We have Brooklyn, we have Indiana, Caleb, Ben, and everyone else who is watching who may not be chatting, or if you're just now getting in, welcome to the live stream. Glad to have you in here, Randall, as well. We're going to go ahead and switch our scene on over to this one here. Not wasting any time getting right into it, so that way we can have Connor Croft, because we have Connor Croft out there. He is currently in between, really, a phone call now? That's crazy right when I start. I actually have to take this, believe it or not.
That was a nice bump.
Sorry, y'all, I apologize. I actually had to take that phone call. First time I've actually had to take one whilst live streaming. But yeah, I'm back here. So hopefully everyone's having a great day so far. We're tracking a historic winter storm across portions of the southern United States. We've already seen historic snowfall totals across much of southern Louisiana into southeastern Texas. Historic being something that we haven't seen in about the last 100 years or so. And some regions are actually breaking their all-time record for snowfall. Welcome, PayPal Me. Welcome, that boy, Chris. Glad to see you guys all in here. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. I mean, no, I didn't really just wake up. Not really, Caleb. I mean, I've been up for like 2 hours now. I just had a lot of stuff to do before the live stream, and I wanted to get it all done so that way I could stay here for at least 2 hours covering this winter storm here for you guys. So, yeah, we've had our highest report so far, I believe, is going to be south of Lafayette at 7.5 inches out there. So actual Lafayette has had about 3 inches of snowfall according to this report, but to your south, there's a report of 7.5 inches of snow out there. So definitely a lot of snowfall falling out here in south central Louisiana. And a bit of an overperforming snowstorm for some regions, but it is also an underperforming snowstorm for some other areas. So, for instance, out here in like Jackson, Mississippi, this area is getting an underperformance of snowfall thanks to a mid level amount of drier air in the atmosphere, which is allowing for pretty much no snow and no precipitation to be in that area. And then we're also seeing a bit of an overperformance for snowfall out here near Corpus Christi. You guys really weren't supposed to see any snowfall whatsoever. And then a little bit of an underperformance out here far west of Houston towards the Austin area. This region had the chance to pick up on about 1.5 inches of snowfall. The most we've seen is a 1/2 inch of snowfall. So I'd say some of these areas, some did slightly underperform, some slightly overperformed in this area. And our main overperformance has actually been out here in south central Louisiana, right in this region here, where we've seen those 7 to 7.5 inches of snowfall reports. We really weren't expecting to see 7 inches of snowfall that far south, that close to the coastline. So that is definitely a bit more of an overperformance there. And we are also seeing some snow as far north as into southwestern North Carolina. Now, a lot of this is just upper level snow. It's not actually making it towards the surface, especially this batch here. This area out towards like Pensacola, I believe this region, some areas are seeing snow right now, but the majority of this up towards like Columbia, South Carolina, east of Atlanta, Georgia, into Greenville, South Carolina, the majority of that is going to be more upper level snow that isn't making it to the lower levels just quite yet, just because of our lower level dry air that is in place. Let's see. Look at power outages. Okay, I'll take a quick look at that. Power outages. My map ain't loading. We're at 45,000 out here in Texas already. It looks like the majority of that is in the Houston area. And then also in especially far southern Texas. Yeah. Far extreme southern Texas. Houston and extreme southern Texas out in this county here. Which county is it? I think it's one of these two counties. Around McAllen, Texas, I believe. I don't know if that's fully winter related though. But we have about 20,000 people without power in that county, south of Brooks, Texas. I do think those power outages will climb pretty high today, especially since this area is very much not used to seeing this type of snow. We're not used to seeing this type of snow this far south. Alright, we do also have blizzard warnings in place right now. Actually, blizzard warnings in place for the next hour and 32 minutes. So that is absolutely insane. This is the first blizzard warning that we've ever seen this far south. We've never seen a blizzard warning south of the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So I don't think, I'll have to look at the map, but it's generally like this whole area in here has never seen a blizzard warning. This entire region here has never seen a blizzard warning, and we actually have blizzard warnings in effect right here, and that includes Lake Charles, Beaumont, Texas, into Lake Arthur and Lafayette, Louisiana. Remember that we talked about intermediate blizzard conditions, but I didn't think we were actually going to see those blizzard warnings, because typically we need about 45-mile-per-hour winds for blizzard warnings to be issued. Well, skip this, never mind, it just all got canceled according to Radar Omega. Alright, let's go to weather-wise. So typically we need about 45-mile-per-hour wind gust in order to qualify this area as a blizzard warning. But because this is in the southern U.S., they actually only needed 35-mile-per-hour wind gusts to issue those blizzard warnings. So therefore they did. And we actually saw them. We actually saw some blizzard warnings out here. Like I said, you could see it out here in this red area. Those are your blizzard warnings that we have in place from Beaumont, Texas, which I know Ben's going to get on me again for that. Lake Charles, Louisiana, Lake Arthur, Louisiana, Crowley, Louisiana, Lafayette, Louisiana, all inside those blizzard warnings now, which, like I said, have never been issued in the history of Louisiana's state. So we've never seen a blizzard warning anywhere in Louisiana before. And in Texas, the only area in Texas, I believe there's 2 areas. I believe we've had blizzard warnings up here in far northwestern panhandle of Texas, as well as near, it might have either been southeastern New Mexico or extreme western Texas, one or the other. So we've either had like 1 or 2 areas that have actually seen blizzard warnings in Texas before. But we've never seen it south of the Fort Worth area. So this whole area here of Texas has never seen blizzard warnings before. We currently have it in effect for Beaumont. Winter storm warnings, I believe, were expanded slightly more to the north. They're now just about 2 counties to the south of Atlanta, Georgia. So those winter storm warnings were expanded a couple counties to the northwest. We also had new winter storm warnings issued out here for the coastline of North Carolina into South Carolina, as well as some winter weather advisories that we had put out for portions of far southeastern Virginia into central and south central North Carolina as well. Also, we did end up with a winter weather advisory. Caleb, you asked about this area, I believe, yesterday. We actually did get a winter weather advisory in that area like I was talking about. They put a winter weather advisory for the potential of less than 1/10 of an inch of ice out in that region of Florida. And it looks like we did lose a lot of our winter storm warnings. This was all in a winter storm warning this morning. South of Antonio, but it looks like San Antonio, but they've really canceled all of those now. And that is because our winter storm has moved off to the north and east. We're still seeing some snow as far west as just to the northwest of Houston here, but the majority of that snowfall is going to be light, and it's going to be moving out very quickly. Get rid of that color table down there. As for our blizzard warnings, we're still seeing a very large band of very, very heavy snowfall across much of the blizzard-warned areas. Beaumont, yeah, that's what it is. I'll remember that for about 5 minutes, and I'll completely forget. That's me for you. Lucky just woke up. This is about the earliest I have seen him up on a non-school day. 11:30 a.m. Dude is rarely up that early. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and get that away. Okay, I saw someone ask about somewhere in Georgia. Let me go to the terrible, what is this? Terrible warning loading radar Omega. Their warnings just don't load anymore. And that is far northern Georgia. I don't think you'll see much. You're really, really far north into Georgia. We also have this dry slot right here over Jackson, Mississippi, in northeastern Louisiana. That dry slot might continue all the way up into northern Georgia, so that could affect snow totals along this entire region here and minimize those snow totals. Even though you really weren't expecting much snow, this was and actually had the chance to be an overperformer for your area. But now, since we have that dry slot locked in towards the lower and mid levels, I don't know if you're actually going to be able to see much of, if any, snowfall up in that area. We take a quick look at the latest HRRR model run, see if that's handling anything well. Okay, so that's what the HRRR thinks the radar looks like now. This is what it actually looks like. I think that's a pretty good, it's definitely not perfect, but that's a pretty good simulation there. So assuming everything stays on course of how we're predicting it, you most likely won't see flurries up there. Columbus, Georgia. So that area actually should get quite a lot of snowfall. They're saying up to 5 inches of snowfall. I would not be surprised if you actually end up with 5 inches of snowfall. The current HRRR here is currently saying about 2.5 inches of snow, but I do believe it could be even locally higher than that, like the National Weather Service said, up to 5 inches of snow. is definitely a very, very real possibility. Most of this area in here has the chance to see 5 inches of snowfall, if not greater than that, especially if you live back out here in and around New Orleans. But I want to show you the HRRR model run on our College Dew page website here. Dang, that sucker is zoomed out. Look at that. Nope, let me do this one. There you go. Look at this. I don't know if this is actually going to happen or not, but I think it's becoming a very more real possibility that we could actually see widespread 8 to 10 inches of snowfall across much of our winter storm warned areas here, all the way from New Orleans, Louisiana, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, through Gulfport, Mississippi. And I mean, this right here, these are totals that Florida has never seen in history of existence. 8.5 inches of snow being a possibility in Tallahassee, Florida. That is something we have never seen and most likely will never see again. If that actually does happen, it will be one of the most historic things in recorded history for winter weather, if not the most historic thing in terms of winter weather for specific states. I mean, you rarely hear about more than an inch and a half of snow anywhere in Florida, and we could be talking about isolated areas upwards of 8, maybe even pushing 9 inches of snowfall in some regions of Florida. You can see the NAM 3K, that shows you a little bit more of an ice storm. This pushes in more ice totals here for Tallahassee and areas pointing eastward. So that completely destroys your snowfall totals in Tallahassee. But even then, even on this lower end scenario for Florida, you still end up with isolated areas of 8 to 9 inches of snowfall in Pensacola, Florida, pointing northeastward. The NAM model run, which is also on the lower end. And let me check really quick. I want to see. What Z is it? It's currently 16Z. So this is what it thinks the radar looked like about an hour ago. If we go back to 15Z, just to see the accuracy of this. So this is what the radar looked like an hour ago. I mean, that's not too far off. It's definitely off on the extension, the eastward extent of your snowfall into Florida. But it's definitely not terrible. And then you got the GFS model run. But every model run has uptrended. Every single model run, including the European model run, which, by the way, let me just go ahead and throw this out here. The European model run's already wrong. It says, like, what, 6 inches of snow in and around Lafayette, Louisiana. We've already seen 7.5. So we can already disregard the European model run. It's already handling the current snow totals terribly. This is the Canadian model run, which we can really disregard this one as well because it's way too high end for Texas. We definitely did not see 8 inches of snowfall in southeastern Texas. So I think our best model runs are probably going to end up being... Let me just check this. Okay, yeah, I think our best model run is probably going to end up being a mixture of the HRRR as well as the NAM 3K. A mixture of both of those. I feel like the HRRR, though, is probably the one to use now, which is completely different than what I was saying yesterday. Yesterday, this model run was the worst by a milestone, but let me see if I could show you where it fixed itself here. So this is the 0Z HRRR. You could see doing terrible last night. Let me go to the 01Z. It's still terrible. 02Z is still terrible. 03Z, finally, at 03Z last night, you can see that big northward trend on the HRRR. And then over time, it slowly continued that northward trend over time with all of your HRRR model runs until finally it started to agree with our other model runs from yesterday, which was around 10Z this morning when it actually started to agree with our like GFS model run, European model run, and NAM model runs from last night. So I think the HRRR is now the best model run now that it's finally picked up on just how significant this winter storm is. I think it's now the better model runs model run to use. Atlanta, Georgia, at best, you're looking at some flurries. I really don't think you'll see much out in Atlanta, Georgia. The northern side of this system is going to be where it lacks the most. So this whole region here is where this system is going to lack the most in terms of snow totals. Pretty much east of Louisiana, so east of this area right here. If you live in this portion, this whole entire area, most of that's just going to end up being a dusting, maybe just some flurries. So all the way from Jackson, Mississippi through Birmingham, Atlanta, Charlotte, Raleigh. You guys should really just see flurries, not really much that will actually accumulate. And then back here, we have seen some accumulation up to an inch, inch and a half. But even then, it's still been a lacklustering event for areas, for instance, say like near Lufkin in Texas. I have not hydrated much this morning, so that's why my voice sounds like I just woke up. Normally, by the time I live stream, I've had like 3 bottles of water. So I got to drink my daily amount of bottles of water while live streaming earlier here. Is that 8? Yikes. 8 inches of snowfall south of Lafayette, Louisiana. I forgot if that's a record. I feel like it's not, but I'm going to go ahead and look it up. Let's see. What is the most snow? How do you spell this town? I'm going to try to get this exact town name. Oops. Okay. So, looks like it's about 14 inches of snowfall. Which was, can anybody guess? It was with the Great Snowstorm back in 1895. So this is definitely a historic snow total in terms of the last 140 some years. That is not a snow total we have seen in about 140 years for Lafayette. If I just keep looping this, you can definitely tell where that heavier band... Yeah, look at that. That is a very heavy band of snowfall right here, making its way across central Louisiana into southern Mississippi. You could just tell that on the snow precipitation type as well. Very heavy band of snowfall making its way across Louisiana into Mississippi. Let me go over here. There we go. Also, make sure you guys hit the like button on the live stream. It's greatly appreciated. I know we're not going to have a lot of people in here because everybody and their mother is live, but I'm still going to be here either way because I want to cover this for you guys. I don't know how long I'll be here, but we are definitely, I can guarantee we are going to be here until at least, what? I got to think of when we start. At minimum, another hour and 30 minutes at the minimum. We are at least doing a 2-hour live stream today. There's not a world where I do less than that. I wish Radar Omega's warnings would load so that way I could see how long this blizzard warning has to go, because that's I want to cover most of the duration of that blizzard warning. It says that it has about an hour left, about an hour remains. I think it goes till 1 p.m. Eastern time, noon Central time. However, I don't want to say this is what will happen. If I say we're going to end after the blizzard warning ends, they'll end up extending it for another 6 hours or something. So I don't want to say that, but we're definitely going to be live here for a minimum of 2 hours. And I mean, look at this snowfall, man. When have you seen something like that? When have you seen something like that? That is that town, that city right there. You see that city? You see that city right there? That is New Orleans, Louisiana. That is currently picking up on blizzard-like conditions. Matter of fact, that just reminded me. I have a camera, multiple cameras. Excuse me, Connor. I'm going to have to move you for a second. Let me go over to our blizzard scene. Hold on. That is too far to to the bottom of the screen. I gotta fix that above my face cam. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah, this. Okay, and then I'm gonna just live editing right now. Editing my scenes. Okay, there we go. Actually, what I want to do is I want to pull this down, pull this up, and then put it like that. Perfect. Perfect. Alright, now I could go ahead and get the traffic cams. Excuse me, Connor. I'm going to have to go over to this. There we go. Alright, let's find downtown not LA, downtown New Orleans. Which is very easy to find. There you go. Yikes. Holy crap. You guys want to see I-10? I believe this is I-10, right? Here's downtown New Orleans, I-10. Brace yourself for this one, because you ain't ever going to see it again. Look at this. Gracious day. Screenshot. Wow. I'm tweeting about it. That is crazy. Gracious day. I mean, you're looking at, that's got to be gusts of at least, I don't know, I'm terrible at gauging wind speeds. I'll go with the safer bet here and say 20 miles per hour. Gracious. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be buildings under that interstate there. I'm quite sure you're supposed to be able to see buildings on this side of the screen here under this I-10 overpass, and then probably also in the background here as well. I wish I could like note where this is. I'm gonna just keep that there because that is just not something you're gonna see ever again. There's no blizzard warnings out for this area yet, but gracious day, there might as well be because holy cow. You can see above my face cam, this is the terminal radar site, and I don't think this has an inspector tool, but I mean, you're looking at very high DBZ blizzard, or very, very high DBZ reflectivity values here. What, like 30, 35? Yeah. My goodness, this is normally an area that we're tracking for hurricanes, and definitely also severe weather, but never have I tracked this area for snow. No, I definitely did not click up in Colorado. I promise you, this is I-10 in downtown Louisiana, or downtown New Orleans, Louisiana. Downtown New Orleans, Louisiana here. Even though they're not under those blizzard warnings, I mean, gracious day, it might as well be. Because that is definitely blizzard conditions. Look at it! Is it? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did they change like the contrast or something? Because that made it look like it was ridiculously whiteout conditions right there. I almost fell for it. I don't know what happened there with the camera. Let me see if I can find a better one, but I don't think I'm gonna beat that. That is probably the best camera. Okay. Holy cow. Yo, that's at the airport. That is near the airport. Ain't, yeah, I'm pretty sure they've grounded all the planes there. Okay, here it is from another angle. This is down the street just by, like, not even a mile, like half a mile, barely even that. This scene right here. And you can see down there, down towards the airport, That's where the blizzard conditions are the worst. It's like literally right over the airport, where it is currently the worst. So that's another camera, which, like I said, is just barely like a half mile up the road. Maybe not even that far. And let me see if I can get a different camera here. Yeah, that's where the worst conditions are, because a little bit more east, just the tiniest bit more east, and it's not even close to as bad as that. So it looks like it's this one specific area right over the airport out here in downtown New Orleans, Louisiana, that is seeing, I mean, gracious. I'm surprised our camera's alive. I just straight up don't know the wind speeds that this might be, but I mean, it's got to be quite up there. Hold on, I might have a place file that can tell us the wind speeds. I mean, look at that. I'm still astonished. Again, this is downtown New Orleans where we're seeing these wind speeds. Let's see if I can get... Okay, yep, I've got information from the airport here. It says wind gust of about 25 miles per hour. Peak winds at 30 miles per hour. So you've got sustained wind speeds of 12 miles per hour, gust of 25, with peak wind gust measured at 30. Visibility is less than a quarter mile. Wow. Wind chill is 16 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean, my word, you can't see a thing. You can't see a thing at all. Oh yeah, quarter mile is definitely being generous, for sure. Holy cow. I mean, that's just not something I thought I would ever see in my life. Blizzard conditions in downtown New Orleans. Let me go over to here again. There we go. Or near blizzard conditions. It's pretty dang close to blizzard conditions. It's right along. It's right on that border of barely not blizzard conditions and barely blizzard conditions. It's right on that threshold. But I'm pretty sure anyone who would be driving in this would probably think it's a blizzard. I know I sure as heck would. One look at this camera, I'm like, yep, that looks like a blizzard to me. But of course, it has to be a certain criteria to actually be qualified as a blizzard. However, we already have blizzard warnings as far as Lafayette, Louisiana, so the winter storm as a whole is now considered a blizzard. I do want to see, speaking of Lafayette, I actually want to go well west of Lafayette, because there's a band in Lake Charles that is currently an absolute beast on radar, and I want to see if it is what type of conditions we are looking at in Lake Charles. Look at this. I swear, the camera feels like it's about to blow away. Okay, I'm going to go a little bit more west than that. And our cameras are down in western Lake Charles. I'll pretend to be shocked. Wow. You can't see. Here is I-10 in Lake Charles. Where's the interstate? Where'd it go? You can't see. This is the I-10. We're supposed to be seeing an interstate right now. We're supposed to be seeing an interstate right now. It's just not there. That is crazy. My goodness. Oh, I can't spell Louisiana. Come on. There we go. Ain't that difficult. Again, you're supposed to be seeing an interstate right now. That is along I-10 once again. That is barely to the southeast of Sulphur, Louisiana, on the western side of downtown Lake Charles, Louisiana. Yeah, it's working. See if you could see. You can't see the time here. I'll show you the time. That way, right there. See that time ticking? It's going. See it? 10:54, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44. It's live. That is a live look at I-10. And it's just not there because of how bad blizzard conditions are. Watch, if I go a little bit more east, I bet you'll be able to see I-10. Here's a little more east. See, you could see it now. Just a tiniest bit more east and you can see it. We'll wait for it to load. And even that, you can tell how low the visibility is. Look towards the end of this camera and you can see how bad it is just a little bit more west of this camera. There's a band that's going over this particular camera right here. Like I said, one camera is just gone. It's just not even working. And then the second camera is. What about down here? Oh my goodness. Yeah, there you go again. That's another view of it. There you go. Shows you how... And now I see why they issued those blizzard warnings. Gracious. That was definitely a much-needed call right there. Holy crap, I can't believe this is Louisiana. I cannot believe that is actually Louisiana. Let me go over to a little bit more to the southwest. And see, it's going to lighten up quick. It's just a band. It's a band of literally not even able to see snow across this area here. Let me see if I can get you a DBZ on it. It's going through downtown Lake Charles right now, and it has, it's probably like 35 DBZ. But remember, DBZ is what's going to measure the flake size. So, the higher DBZ you have, the larger the flakes you're getting. It doesn't necessarily mean it's significantly heavier snow. You know, if we've seen whiteout conditions with 20 DBZ before. That's very, very common, especially in snow squall. So DBZ is not everything when it comes to snow. Of course, generally, the higher the DBZ, the heavier the snowfall will be. But again, we've seen blinding conditions, whiteout conditions with zero visibility with 20 DBZ. This is about 35 DBZ. I myself have experienced 45 DBZ snowfall, and for me, I could see about a half a mile down the road, but the flakes were giant. I mean, they were huge flakes. That was earlier this year, the first winter storm we saw. All right, I want to go back to New Orleans now. If you want to look at any of these cameras, you can do so yourself at 511la.org. That is the government official traffic site for Louisiana. All right, there's back on I-10 in New Orleans. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine... Let's go back over here. Go back over here. Go back over here. All right, so that is... Now we've got I-10 in Lake Charles, and we got I-10 in Louisiana. I don't want to go to that one. Bring me back to the airport. Oh, I guess conditions are rapidly improving out here along the airport. You can actually see the interstate now. Now we can see what it's supposed to look like. I don't see any buildings, but I mean, at least you're starting to see now. So conditions are slowly improving in New Orleans, but you already know that there's going to be more heavy bands like that that move through later on today. Now, I'm more curious to see this improve. I want to see this improve live. So we're going to keep that camera above my face cam. I want to see what I-10 is supposed to look like. I'm going to remove that text. That's not Connor Croft, but when I put Connor Croft back up there, I will put that text back up there because I love to give him credit as much as I can. Connor Croft is our storm chaser that we're using today. You can easily watch him at Connor Croft on YouTube. Let me go over here. Now 8 inches of snow reported in downtown Lafayette, Louisiana. Okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Look at this, look at this. 3 inches of snow, 5.58. Well, according to this report, 5 inches of snow fell in 4 minutes. I just think somebody must have measured wrong. You're telling me we went from 3 to 8 inches of snow in freaking 4 minutes. Someone measured the 3 inches of snow wrong because look, if we go back some, see if it... See, a while ago it was 7. It went 7 inches of snowfall, then somehow it all melted down to 3, and then all of a sudden it came back to 5.5, and now it's 8. I'm pretty sure it's been 8. It's been 7.5 to... Oh, but... Wow. That is 10... We officially have double-digit snowfall totals. That is insane. I knew it was possible, but wow. That's crazy. See if I can spell Louisiana correctly this time. I did it. That is double-digit snow totals. We could actually get up to a foot in that area. We will probably see a foot in that area because there is a lot more snow left over here. At least another hour and an hour and a half worth of snow. Hey, Catman just commented under my post on Twitter. What? Get in the live stream, I'm telling you. I'm gonna text him. What's he doing? Commented on my post, but not in the stream. Catman or... Dude, that's crazy. Dude. I'm slow? You're slow. You're 42 minutes late, buddy. I don't want to hear that I'm slow. You probably just woke up. Lucky gamer over here. Up to 6,600 people without power in Louisiana. Oh, by the way, Catman, above my face cam, that's supposed to be I-10 in Lake Charles, Louisiana. That's a live camera above my face cam. Well, supposedly live. I'm getting a little skeptical because there ain't no way it's this wide out of conditions. I think somebody put a piece of paper over this camera and they're just, you know, it seems like it's snow. I think Ben's right. Maybe they taped a piece of paper onto the camera. School, imagine. Well, I mean, I can't really blame you for that one. It is a school day, isn't it? I'll let this one slide. That's a good excuse for not making stream. Oh, look at that. Look at Weatherwise. Look at Weatherwise. Weatherwise just released a new update including 3 new color tables for precipitation type. Ain't that something? I think I got to refresh to get it. Let's refresh. Yep, there it is. They literally released that live update right now. Ooh, a white one. Is it bad that I kind of like the first one more? What do you guys like the most? 1, 2, or 3? I kind of like 1. I'm not even gonna lie. I honestly like 1. I like the default one. 2, 2. Really? That's the one with it being white. That's very white though. Like that, I feel like that's hurting my eyes a little bit. Although that is nice. I could also get white snow color tables here on GR Earth as well, but I don't know. I've just always liked blue better. I've always liked blue better. I'm already in contact with them, Caleb. I don't need a sponsorship from them. We're technically already partners because a lot of the features that they've started to add, most of them were already in development, but then I gave them more things to put in, and they've done it. So obviously they're very fantastic developers. So I wouldn't say I'm not technically sponsored by them, but I'm in contact with them. And I plan on doing a video. Like I said, we're going to do a video probably in mid-February, about a month from today or so. I don't know exactly what day, but sometime in mid-February, we'll put out a video on Weatherwise. I'm going to contact them again and tell them, or see if they have any future big updates planned, so that way I don't end up doing my video, and then the next day they release some big update. Because that's what happened with Radar Omega. I put out my Radar Omega video, and then a month later they had some major update. I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna keep it on 1. Even though I know you guys like 2 better. I'm gonna keep it, or 3. I've just always liked blue more. I apologize, I've always liked blue more. Blue for snow is just what I go for. Hence, I don't know if you could tell, but I mean, it's blue on this software, it's blue on this software right here. It's blue over here, it's blue over here, it's all blue. Yeah, Radar Omega honestly has fallen off. I don't like to get on developers, but they are almost a full year without any updates. And Weatherwise just put out an update for more color tables like that. In the middle of a winter storm. Excuse me. I think I'm allergic to good updates. What am I looking at here? This GIF is way too fast. I can't even register what I'm looking at. Oh my goodness. I sneezed. Yeah, but Weatherwise is definitely one of the... it is the best. It is the best website radar you can get for free. It might even be... I think it's now beat... Personally, I think it's beat Radar Omega. I think it's beat Radar Omega, Attic Radar. Shoot, I even used it for storm chasing the other month. I think it's starting to get up there with Radar Scope too. Because it's not, it doesn't use a lot of system requirements. You know, it's not like RAM intensive like Radar Omega or CPU or GPU intensive. It's working on a lot of lower end devices for me. And so for me, that puts it up there with radar scope right away. So it's getting up there very, very, very quickly with some of the best softwares. Let's see. It's still just a piece of paper on our screen above my face cam. I have heard that they're going to be adding a premium version for weather-wise. I hope that's not the downfall of it. We'll see what they do with that, but I mean, I'll gladly support them. I mean, it's not even a question for me. But you know, free radar software is always what gets people's attention. Let me go over to power outages. Regardless, even if they make it like $10 a month, it's still gonna be so worth it. I mean, it's literally worth canceling Radar Scope, Radar Omega. There's no point in paying for those two anymore. And there's no need to go for like other browser radar softwares either. It's still not the best for analysis on severe weather, but they just recently added super resolution correlation coefficient, so that already helps significantly. So it's already starting to get up there too. But no software will ever pass GR2 in my standards for analysis. That's just impossible. There's not going to be another software like GR2 for me. But yeah, weather-wise, that's going to be a very frequent software you see on the channel from here on out. They've added a lot of updates that has made it easier to use, and to the point where I'm very, very comfortable using it on live streams now. It's a really good software. Just in case you don't have a link to it, it is slightly difficult to find. You can click the link in the chat right now, and it will take you directly to the to Weatherwise. There's not the most customization in terms of the map. There is, of course, some limitations with that, but they're working on it. They've told me that they're working on more map customizations, more county customizations as well. So, but I mean, it's already better than half the paid softwares out there. It really is. Okay, there we go. All right, let me fix that. Okay. I will say be careful using the shortcuts, because that makes the software a lot more laggy. Yeah, it looks like that's a bug. Be careful using the shortcuts on Weatherwise. That seems to be crashing the software. Yep, it just crashed 4 times in a row when I used the shortcuts, so just be aware of that. I found a bug! I found a bug! I'll try to remember to report that to Weatherwise. So just a heads up there. But yeah, 10.5 inches of snowfall. Hey, Zach, I was literally just starting to talk about that. Yeah, we have a report of 8 inches of snowfall in downtown Lafayette, but just to the northwest, there's a report of 10.5 inches of snow. So it seems like if you live anywhere near Lafayette, you've seen a minimum of 8 inches of snow. If you press, so for a keyboard, if you hold shift and go R and then V to switch between reflectivity and velocity, if you do that like 2 or 3 times, it completely crashes the software and the website. It freezes it up. Here, I'll try it again. Oh, wait, now it's working. Okay, now it's working perfectly fine. It might have just been something on my end. Look, now I can do it perfectly fine. Yep. But you saw me do it just a second ago, and it did crash. I put it to my other monitor so I could refresh it. Maybe that's just TRG's computer. Did we lose our camera? I think I'm starting to see the highway above my face cam, the interstate. I can't tell. Is that a green sign for an exit? I can't tell what I'm looking at. But this is out here in western Lake Charles, Louisiana. I think I'm finally starting to see something. I can't make out what it is. I can't make out what it is. But I'm finally starting to see. So it wasn't a piece of paper over it. I mean, that's just crazy, y'all. That's just crazy how we just had such a strong band like that move across Lake Charles. That is insane. There might be another band going towards New Orleans now. Let's refresh that camera. We had 2 intense bands of heavy snowfall. One went over at the airport at New Orleans in Louisiana, and one is currently exiting Lake Charles. If you guys are enjoying the live stream so far, make sure you leave a like, share it with your family, friends, social media. It's greatly appreciated. We're continuing to track this very historic snowstorm. And I actually just got an update for you guys. The National Weather Service in Mobile, Alabama has updated and upped totals significantly. They are now expecting 4 to 6 inches of snowfall in Mobile, Gulf Shores, Alabama, through Tensaw, Bruton, and up towards as far north as Greenville, with 4 to 6 inches of snowfall expected in Pensacola and Crestview, Florida as well. So the National Weather Service is officially expecting a record-breaking snowfall total in northwestern Florida and the Panhandle. That is, I don't really have much more words than that's insane, because that's really what it is. I mean, they're literally expecting almost double the record, the state record. They're expecting almost double the state record for Florida to occur in Pensacola, Florida. Like I said, I think the record's somewhere around 2.5, 2.8, and they're expecting up to 6. Okay, let's see if we got a new HRRR here. We sure do. See if that's any different. Nope. Oh, we're getting back to whiteout conditions in Lake Charles. What a historic snowstorm already. 10.5, if you're just tuning in, 10.5 inches of snowfall has recently been reported northwest of Lafayette, Louisiana. That is the most snow that we have seen in Louisiana in this particular area since 1895. The great, what was it? I think it was like I forgot exactly what it's called, but it's like the Great Snowstorm of 1985, somewhere around there. That's its title. There was another one in 1963, snowstorm totals. Let me see. Okay, yeah, that was for Mississippi. That didn't include much of Louisiana. No, that was for Mississippi. Okay, so this is literally the most snowfall we have seen in Louisiana since 1895. There you go, 1895. I'm starting to see. Oh, is that a pileup? Is that what that is? I'm starting to see it now. I see emergency lights. Is that all vehicles? I think I'm starting to see. Is that a pileup? That might be a pileup. Look at that. I think we're finally starting to see what it is because I could see EMS right there. I think that is actually a pileup in Lake Charles. I can't tell exactly what it is here. There we go. I mean, it looks like a pileup to me, but you can't really tell because it's so snowy still. I could see the cars, but I can't tell if there's any collision. I mean, for all I know, all the cars stopped in time before they hit each other. I mean, for me, it's just too difficult to tell, but it's a possible pile up there. That is in Western Lake Charles. Let me see if I can get. Oh, hopefully I can find that camera again. Let's see if we can find it again. No, get out the way. Was it here? Yep. Look, you can see it on the map. See how it's dark? That dark line through the interstate. I'm pretty sure that means traffic stopped. So either it's a pileup or it's just a massive traffic jam. Either way, traffic is fully stopped on I-10 in Lake Charles. That's why you should stay off of the roads. Doesn't matter how good of a driver you are in this stuff. No matter where you're from either. This portion of the country hasn't seen this type of snowstorm in over 120 years. So we're bound to see multiple instances like this where we see complete traffic jams and pileups. Snowstorm warnings have just been expanded into central South Carolina, now including the city of Columbia. The city of Columbia has now been expanded into a winter storm warning. So if you live in South Carolina and you're in Columbia, Lexington, really central South Carolina, you can see it above my face cam. We have an extension there. They are now calling for, let's see, 2 inches of snow with a potential of locally higher amounts. I mean, that looks like a pileup to me, but again, I don't want to call it a pileup until I can really see. But like I said, either way, there's EMS right there in front of the possible pileup, as well as traffic's completely halted. Again, this is in Western Lake Charles. Wait, hold on. I didn't get the location exactly. Okay, that's almost in downtown Lake Charles. So that is, let's see here. It's still difficult for me to tell exactly where that is. I think that's is there a Holiday Inn to the south of this? No. Okay. It's near Westlake as well. Okay, there's Westlake. Is Lockmore right in this area? Yeah. And then the Walmart Supercenter over here. Yep. Okay, I see where this is now on radar. Okay, so yeah, this is just to the southwest of Westlake. If you... Well, I'll just switch you over here. It's right here. Oh, well, I have a red pin. Hold on, let's go to Weatherwise. Let's go to Weatherwise really quick. So that's right in here. Switch to that. That's where we have our pileup. More specifically, it's in like this small corridor right here. So we got a pileup right in that area, barely to the west of downtown Lake Charles. Possible pileup. My bad. Possible pileup. I don't want to call it a pileup until it's like, you know, until we can very clearly see that it's a pileup. But like I said, regardless, traffic is fully halted there. Wow. What a snowstorm already. Already a ridiculous snowstorm. Bit of a flash warning here. I don't think Lake Charles has seen much more than about 5 inches of snowfall out of this, but that shows you how 5 inches of snowfall causes scenes like this in the southern U.S. All it takes is maybe not even 5 inches of snowfall. It could be considerably less than that. An inch or two of snowfall can cause scenes like this in the southern U.S. And we now have 10.5 inches of snowfall just to the northwest of Lafayette, Louisiana. Let me go check what Connor's up to. Connor, what you up to here? He's actually traveling into a very light band of snow. He's not really in anything heavy right now. I've got 4 traffic cam sites up. All of them are for Louisiana. Alright, I want to take this one over to Lafayette. I want to get some cameras in Lafayette. See what we got in here. Dang! I can't tell if that's heavy snowfall or if it's just sitting snow on the camera. Well, I can tell you this, you ain't gonna be driving on I-10. Here is I-10 yet again, this time in Lafayette, right? Yeah, Lafayette, Louisiana. You can't even see the interstate. You can see it, but in terms of snow on the road, you can't see it, you know? Like, if you took a picture from right here, looking this way, you would not be able to tell it's an interstate. Because there's literally no indication that there is a road here. Zero indication. And I see trucks there, too, at the very bottom of your screen. I don't know if they're stuck there. To me, it just looks like they're parked there. But there you go. That's Lafayette, where we have the report of 8 inches of snowfall. The one for 10.5 inches of snow is just to the northwest of Lafayette, Louisiana. Which we ain't got a camera up there. Also, I-49 traffic looks to be completely halted as well. That is going north of Lafayette, Louisiana. No traffic cams there that are currently available. I think I-10 has been shut down. No one is on I-10 out here in Lafayette. There is no tire tracks from any cars. It looks completely deserted. It looks like a deserted city. At least in terms of on I-10. I don't see a single tire track here. I do see tire tracks towards Lake Charles, where this pileup is. But in Lafayette, there's nothing. Mobile has snow on the ground. I'm not surprised there. They're going to continue to see very heavy snowfall for the next couple of hours. Let's see. Okay, I finally found some tire tracks. That's westbound on I-10. There's some tire tracks from cars. I'm literally looking through like 20 different cameras in and around Lafayette just to find some tire tracks to see if anybody's out in the roads. Please stay off the roads if you're on them. You need to just try to stay off of them completely. You don't want to be out in this at all. I mean, it literally looks like a couple of inches of snow are literally just sitting on the interstate, so that's crazy. That is crazy. This snowstorm is shutting down the interstate. Oh, look at that. A trace of snow already reported out here in Kingston, North Carolina. So this up here, this snowfall, I don't think that's actually snow. I believe that is snow locked into the mid and upper levels. Let me go ahead and switch over here. I think that is snow locked in on the mid and upper levels. There's dry air towards the surface that is probably melting that before it gets to the ground. So I don't think that's actually snow up there northeast of Atlanta going towards Charlotte. However, this is snow. This is the main snowstorm right here. And that's going to continue to push northeastward, and that will be dropping snow. That's going to be dropping snow across most of that area that's blue. Whereas up here, I'm pretty sure that's snow locked into the mid and upper levels that's not actually heading towards the surface. Yes, you can see some flurries there, but right now that's mainly going to be, like I said, just snow that is stuck, trapped in the upper atmosphere. There you go. Let's see if we got any MPing reports over there. I'm going to pull up radar scope, because that's the quickest way I can get MPing reports. There is a few reports of some flurries near Charlotte, but it's very, very far and few between. Like, there's 3 in Charlotte, there's 1 in Florence, and then there's a couple in Montgomery, Alabama, and then there's a bunch towards New Orleans, Mobile, south of Jackson, Lafayette, Louisiana. But it's very far and few between once you get into this area. There's very few reports of snow. Let's see here. Okay. Houston, it looks like the downtown Houston metro really got what we were expecting, which was 3 to 5 inches of snow. And east of Houston got about 5.5. That's what really we were expecting, about 5 inches of snowfall. Somewhere in and around the Houston metro, we were expecting 5 inches of snow. So it looks like that did verify. Lake Charles, we were expecting to see between about, I believe the forecast was like 4, what was it? 4 to 6, I believe, for Lake Charles. And they saw that. And then Lafayette, it was like 4, I believe it was also 6 to 8 inches of snowfall near Lafayette with locally higher amounts. Or it might have been 4 to 6 for Lafayette as well. It may have actually been 4 to 6 for Lafayette. Let's look at the official National Weather Service forecast. I think I've glanced at that today. Oh, wow. Okay, well, let's go to Google. What is the most snow Kitty Hawk NC has ever had? I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to say 13 inches of snow. 9. I was a little close. So this is very, very close to competing with the record of the most snowfall we've seen in far eastern North Carolina. It looks like that was the most notable. Looks like it was back in 2018. So that was a whole 7 years ago, believe it or not. 2018, 7 years ago. Still can't wrap my head around that one. That was 9 inches of snowfall across Kitty Hawk, with most of Outer Banks getting 7 to 7.5 inches of snowfall. Wilmington's record, which is down here, is 11 inches of snowfall in 24 hours, which was that's being held by the Great Snowstorm of 1960, or rather 1996. Okay, I don't think it's snowing out here in Lake Charles anymore. Our camera's just straight up blurry because of how much snow it's been hit by. But Lake Charles, your snow is coming to an end. There's still some flurries behind it, but really, if you're behind this line here, your snow is nearly done. There's still a chance for some flurries out here in Houston and the far southern side of this area I've circled, but your main snow totals where you can see an extra inch or so, that's going to be well off to the east now. We could still pick up on an additional half inch to an inch of snowfall. I'd say another half inch or so of snowfall over the next hour out here in and around Lafayette. I don't fully think we could rule out seeing this report get up to a foot. I don't know if they're going to update that report, but I wouldn't be surprised if we saw up to a foot of snowfall in some isolated areas around Lafayette, Louisiana. My word. Jeez. That's where me and Lucky chased over here in Georgetown. HRRR near Charlotte, or rather Charleston, my bad. Charleston to Georgetown. Almost a foot of snow on the HRRR model run. Well, you know what I'm going to do. What is the most snow Charleston, South Carolina has ever had? What, a foot probably? About 8 to 9 inches of snow, which was in 1989. A Christmas snowstorm brought the most snowfall that Charleston, South Carolina has seen. Wow, a Christmas snowstorm. That brought 20 inches of snowfall northwest of Wilmington, North Carolina. I don't think we're going to be able to beat... I don't think we're going to be able to beat 9 inches of snowfall in Charleston, but who knows? I mean, there is a opportunity. There's definitely a chance that we beat it. I just don't know how high that chance actually is, but it's definitely there. It is definitely there. Still looks like a pile up to me. I'm 95% sure we got a pile up here on I-10 and just barely west of downtown Lake Charles, Louisiana. Waiting for this to reload. There we go. Okay. Oh, no, not the 20 inches of snow record, but for Charleston, South Carolina, the record is about between 8 and 9 inches of snowfall, and some models show almost a foot of snow in that area. But we're not going to beat the 20 inches of snowfall record, definitely not. We'd have to see a stalling out snowstorm. We'd have to see this thing completely stall out. I mean, it would have to fully stall out for that to happen. 21 more minutes remain on our blizzard warnings out here in and around Lafayette to Port Arthur, Texas. Okay, they're all gone. How come every single time I talk about the warnings, they all just disappear on Radar Omega? Here's a better look at that possible pileup. It doesn't look so possible. It looks more like it actually is a pileup out here along the I-10 corridor. Multiple semi-trucks look to be involved in that, mainly semi-trucks. I do see some cars moving towards the very, very front of that possible pileup there. Holy cow. Why does that bridge look so vertical? I can't be the only one who sees that, right? Why does that look so vertical? There ain't no way a car's going up that. Is that a bridge? There's a car on it right now. He's coming down. There's a car going down on it right now. That looks like a... I'm fairly sure that's a bridge. There's a car on it. Dude. Look at that. Wow. That kind of has me thinking maybe it's not a pileup and they're just trying to clear the snow off the bridge, maybe. Yeah, I'd hope it's a drawbridge. I'd hope somebody wouldn't build a bridge like that. So that does give me a little bit more. It makes me a little more skeptical that it's not a pileup and it may be just them trying to clear the snow off the bridge. But it's so difficult to tell. That's why I keep calling it a possible pileup, because you really don't know. You don't know until they confirm it or until you see a crash. Which I don't really see any crashes here. Like I said, it's still difficult to tell, though. This is just barely west of downtown Lake Charles, southwest of Westlake along the I-10 corridor. I'll show you exactly where this is. So this is where it's located, right here, right where my cursor is, right in here. Just to the east of Lockmore, southwest of Westlake, west of downtown Lake Charles, Louisiana. And if you zoom out, I'll keep my cursor right where it is. You could tell it's in southwestern Louisiana. So there you go. That's where it's located. So hopefully this isn't a pileup. Hopefully it's just like the drawbridge is pulled up so that way they can clean it off. There is cars going up that drawbridge that is literally at like a 45-degree angle. Holy cow. So I think I'm a little bit more confident to not call this a pileup now, because I feel like it's more of a them cleaning off the drawbridge. It took me a second to notice that. I don't know why it took me so long to notice that the drawbridge was that high up. Gracious. Alrighty, well, we'll continue to watch this. Blizzard warnings expire in 17 minutes. Unless they are extended, we'll see what the National Weather Service does in the next 17 minutes. But I'm going to go ahead and change this camera because I'm fairly confident that that is them just cleaning off the bridge. That's why I wanted to wait on that camera, because like I said, even though it looked so much like a pileup, you really couldn't tell. Alright, let's go to where our next heaviest band of snow is located, and I think that's going to be like almost directly over Lafayette. So let's go over to Lafayette. Do I have a third one? I feel like I have a third camera up. This is weather-wise. Aha, I do. I'm gonna close that because my computer's gonna explode on me. Okay, let's go over to Lafayette. I want to find a good camera to show y'all in Lafayette here. I don't want no fully blinded camera. Okay, this is really the only camera in Lafayette that isn't fully covered in snow. Pretty much all of them are fully covered in snow to where you can't even see the camera. So we'll keep that above my face cam. That's along the, guess what, I-10 corridor. And that's the main interstate out here in southern Louisiana. And you can see fully covered. The interstate is fully covered. I mean, you can tell where the road is, but you can't drive on it. There ain't no way you're going to be driving on that. You are not going to be driving on that whatsoever. Still, our highest snow report comes from northwest of Lafayette, Louisiana at 10 inches, 10.5 inches of snow, which is, I don't believe, an actual record for this area. It is the most snow that we've seen in about 120 years in this region, but I don't believe it is actually a record. The area that's most likely going to break their record is New Orleans. New Orleans has a record of about 2.8 inches of snowfall, and we already have reports of 2.2 inches of snowfall northeast of New Orleans, Louisiana, and the winter storm is about halfway done over in that area. So I think we could pick up on probably an additional 3 to 5 inches of snowfall here in New Orleans, which will probably put our record somewhere, just guessing, our record will probably be reset back to, or rather, set to 6 inches. I think it's a very real possibility we see a 6-inch snow record out there in New Orleans, which is double the record, the current record. Current record's 2.8. I think we could see 6. That's the English I'm trying to say. Power outage update. We are currently at 33,000 in Texas, which is 5,000 less than it was 30 minutes ago. Louisiana is back down to 5,000. That's about 1,200 less than what it was 30 minutes ago. So your crews and power crews are out there working really hard to restore power rapidly. And they are doing so in quite a consistent fashion here. So fantastic job by the power crews so far. Hopefully we keep seeing those power outages go down as opposed to up. All right. So here is... Actually, hold on. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Okay. All right, I'm going to have to black out my screen again. I want to show you guys this to show you how this is already a historic event. Wow, I'm glad I blacked out my screen there. I had a notification of a text on my computer. But there you go. That is the days since the last blizzard warning by the National Weather Service offices in the United States. Obviously, we had blizzard warnings out here up in the higher elevations in the far southeastern Midwestern U.S. But look at that. You see that 0 right there in Louisiana, all by its lonesome. No blizzard warnings in Nashville on record. Raleigh, Columbia, uh, Atlanta, Tallahassee. Of course, there's a couple more National Weather Services in this area. What's this one? And nope, nope. Birmingham, no. Birmingham, yep. Birmingham, Mobile, Jackson, Shreveport, Lake Charles, New Orleans. Then you also got Houston, Dallas. Don't know, maybe San Antonio or San Angelo, one or the other. I don't know, don't know. I don't know the ones in Central Texas, these right here. I don't know these in Central Southern Texas. What are they? Is this San Antonio? It's not going to say. I don't know the National Weather Services in that part of Texas. I apologize. But generally, long story short, we haven't seen any blizzard warnings in this whole area in the United States in record until today, out here in Louisiana and Texas, which is from Lake Charles. That is the only blizzard warnings we have on record in the southern United States, and it is from today. Nowhere else here in southeastern Texas, central Texas, anywhere in Louisiana, most of Mississippi, all of Georgia, and Alabama have never seen a blizzard warning. Well, look at that few counties there, thanks to I'm gonna have to go look. I know the town there, Greenville, the Greenville National Weather Service. So, just generally, we haven't seen blizzard warnings in the deep south portion of the U.S. on record, and now we have. That is crazy. So that makes it historic right there. It is the first blizzard warning on record for the state of Louisiana. It'd be really nice if my warnings could pop up right now so I can get one final screenshot of this blizzard warning before it expires. But I would bet that Radar Omega isn't going to give me that luxury. Here, I'll just get it on weather-wise just in case. There we go. Oh, it gave me that luxury. Thank you, Radar Omega. I'm kind of surprised. Oh, and do you see how fast that left? It didn't give me more than like freaking 10 seconds to take that screenshot. 10 seconds and that thing was gone. Man. Oh, wow. Gotta love Radar Omega, man. Good thing I was paying very close attention to it. But there you go. 6 minutes remain on our blizzard warning. This is the first blizzard warning in Louisiana state history, and it is about to expire. Will they extend it last second? Well, we'll find out, because there is still blizzard conditions ongoing here in the far eastern warned areas. So for like Crowley, Lafayette, this general area here, you guys still have blizzard conditions ongoing. So I'm just gonna wait, see if they expand that or extend whatever you want to call it. Extend that blizzard warning, or if they let it expire and replace it with winter storm warnings. Because winter storm warnings don't expire for a whole 12 hours out here in Baton Rouge and New Orleans. What a historic day. You can tell those higher snowfall rates are right in this area right here, in that eastern side of the blizzard warnings. Camera above my face cam is going to be in Lafayette, Louisiana, just to the north of Lafayette, Louisiana, along the I-10 corridor, which I believe is currently shut down because I ain't seen a single car on the I-10 corridor throughout this entire live stream in Lafayette, Louisiana, and I have checked quite frequently. So we'll see. We'll see if we ever see a car in Lafayette, Louisiana today. Let me see. Let's go back over here. Still 4 minutes left. Check the official National Weather Service forecasts really quick. Oh my goodness. Okay. We've really decreased snowfall totals across Louisiana and southern Mississippi. Just keep in mind this is additional snowfall totals here in New Orleans. Could be 4.5 to 5.5. But I am very shocked with the snow totals across South Carolina. And also, what the heck is happening here? Not exactly the forecast I was expecting to see here from the National Weather Service. A very, very, very low-end forecast from the National Weather Service. This is like your minimum across most of this area. This is like your the absolute least amount of snow you could see in general areas. This is a very conservative forecast here across much of southeastern Alabama into Florida and Georgia and South Carolina. I mean, this whole area here, let me give you a good old circle here. From this area up here into South Carolina, back out into almost as far east as Tallahassee and as south as Tallahassee. This whole area in here could see up to 8 to 9 inches of snowfall. With the average, let me go look at the average between our model runs right now. I'll go tell you your most likely case according to your model runs. Your national blend of model runs here. United States, we're going to go for southeastern U.S. snowfall. Okay, this hasn't updated yet. But, I mean, this is a very conservative forecast from the National Weather Service. I think we could easily see higher totals across much of this region than what the National Weather Service currently has forecasted. I mean, really, if you take a look at pretty much any model run, let me see. Here's the HRRR. You can see those totals are right off the bat significantly higher. NAM 3K, significantly higher. NAM model, significantly higher. GFS, significantly higher. Even the European model run is almost up to 6 inches of snowfall, which again, the European model run is the worst model run you can use now because it is significantly underdone most of our snow totals. Like I said, we saw 10.5 inches of snow out there in Lafayette, or just to the northwest. It said 4, so it's underdone snow totals significantly. Canadian model run, another model run that has really not been the best for this snowstorm, also shows totals up into the 6 to 7 inch amount. So really every model run, with the exception of the European model, is running snow totals considerably higher than 4 to 4.5 across Alabama and Georgia. And I even saw some as 3 out there in southeastern Alabama. Yeah, 3.5. All right, our blizzard warnings are about to expire. Let's go ahead and get up weather-wise here. Delete that. Get rid of our radar site. And those are expiring any second. Any second, those are expiring. They may already have blizzard, or rather winter storm warnings under the blizzard warnings. Matter of fact, we'll just wait. We'll give this another minute to see. But yeah, they just expired. So if I go over to your blizzard warnings and I turn them, I can't turn just the blizzard warnings off. But that's your blizzard warning right there. It has expired. I mean, it has expired. We'll wait and see what is under that. You can see, oh, there you go. I don't know if that's I don't know if all those warnings were supposed to expire there. I'm waiting for the official National Weather Service site to update. Let's go to WeatherWise. Yeah. Okay. So those warnings out there towards Houston are still in place, but there's no warnings in place over Lake Charles anymore. You guys are not under any sort of winter weather advisory or warning or blizzard warning or anything. You're now under a extreme cold warning with no winter weather on no other winter weather advisories. I imagine they will fix that very, very quickly. Louisiana is down to 4,000, about 4,600 without power now. Texas is down to 30,000. They are fixing those power outages quick. They are not messing around, I tell you. But the National Weather Service is definitely very conservative for their forecast up here into Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Their pinpoint forecast. Now, the actual warning text here, they say up to 5 inches of snowfall. We could still see more than 5 inches of snowfall across some of these areas. So the National Weather Service is definitely very conservative with their forecast here. And considering we're already seeing snowfall across portions of Alabama, Georgia, Florida, snow totals are only going to be slightly higher than originally forecasted yesterday, but they've still kept with the same totals they forecasted yesterday. Or they forecasted yesterday for today. They were forecasting 5.5 inches of snowfall across much of this area, and they've kept that, even though our snowstorm is overperforming. Model run, HRRR. Why can't I find the HRRR? Where did it go? There it is. Southeastern U.S. Okay. I am going to save this GIF because there is no way I will ever see this type of model run ever again. So let me save this. Okay, there we go. You are never going to see that again in history, so I wanted to just go save that. And I'm going to save this GIF as well. I'm saving model runs because we're not going to see this again, ever. We are not going to see this ever again. How do you spell Lafayette? I don't know how to spell that. There we go. I apologize. I'm trying to type something out here. I'm saving him, like I said. Okay, there we go. Perfect. And I'm going to try to send this to Lucky, but I think it might be too big of a file. Dang it, it is. Well, at least I got it on my computer. I'll just try to save that somewhere. I don't know where though. Hello, Haley. Welcome to the stream. Gracious, man. Oh no, DRG has a mod in Atlanta. There's a mod dome. No, it's called lower level dry air. Don't worry, it will. I was gonna say it will break, but actually, Atlanta's really not even supposed to see much more than some flurries today, so I'd be pretty surprised if they actually get any type of snow. What it is it's our upper level snow here that's not falling to the ground, connecting with our snowfall from our snowstorm that is falling to the ground. Right over Atlanta, so see if we'll see if Atlanta gets anything out of this. I don't think we really will though. I don't think Atlanta's going to see much. Gracious. Also, please, if you are anywhere in the affected areas today, even after the snow leaves your area, try your best not to travel. I don't know if I could show you all the travel delays, but Houston's like shut down. Like, traffic is just stopped all over the place in Houston. So if you can, just avoid traveling as much as possible. I'm trying to see if I could get you like a traffic map, but I don't think I'm going to be able to find one. Okay, this might work. Is this going to leak anything? Okay. This ain't going to leak my address. So here is Google Maps. Actually, let me check if it's going to leak my address when I zoom out. It will. Okay, I'll be sure not to do that, so I don't leak myself. But there's all your closures in Houston. A lot of closures in Houston. Like I said, it's pretty much shut down. Everywhere you look, there's road closures. And then also going into Beaumont as well. Beaumont. as well as into Lake Charles. That's where we have that possible pileup, which I think is more of just a bridge out there north of the airport in Lake Charles. Or actually, it's in West Lake where that bridge, whatever it was, drawbridge, was pretty much 90, or rather 45 degrees vertical in the air. Cars were still going up it. It was right where my cursor is. Try my best not to leak myself here. That's why I'm not hovering over much. Also New Orleans too. Look at New Orleans. Gracious. New Orleans as well. So many road closures. And delays. Wow. Like I said, just try your best not to travel anywhere in the affected areas today. Okay, for Mobile, it doesn't say any snow totals yet. There haven't been any reports, but overall, I personally think you could get, I think you could see as much as 9 inches of snow today. I really do. But the most likely scenario is about 6 inches of snow for Mobile. I think you could see anywhere from about 6 to 9 inches of snow in Mobile. Oh, were they expanded up? Yep, they were expanded into Virginia Beach. They sure were. Up to 5 inches of snow is possible in Virginia Beach. And that goes the same for Norfolk as well. So they did actually expand those warnings up into your area. I was not aware of that until now. I knew they expanded it up into Columbia, but they expanded that further. Still no no watches, no warnings, no advisories out for this area east of Lake Charles, which is still experiencing near blizzard conditions in and around Lafayette, pointing to the west in Louisiana. That's because our blizzard warnings expired. So we'll continue to track this for you guys. I'm gonna stay on here for a little longer. Not sure how long. We're already almost 2 hours in. But this is a very historic event that we will not be seeing again for probably everybody's lifetime in the chat here. I mean, we normally don't see this, but if we're lucky, seems like about once every 100 years, like a once-in-a-century storm. So if we go by the last time we saw something like this, oh, let me guess. I'm gonna throw a guess here. If we keep this pattern like almost every once in a century, the next time we'd see this would be between 2145 and 2155. That's the year. That's the year that we could see this again. We'll see if the Earth even survives that long. If we keep this trend of seeing it about every 100 and... About every 100 and... No, it's about every 120 years, Indiana. Between every 120 to 130 years, we see a storm like this. So, we'll see. We'll see if we see another snowstorm in 2000... Another snowstorm like this in 2145 or so. I ain't gonna be alive then. I'll be, shoot. I'd be 140. I'm not surviving that long. Jeez. Yes, so a winter weather advisory. That could be put out for winter conditions within the next 48 hours or so. And then typically a winter storm watch is before a warning is issued. So normally if you're put in a watch, you're going to be put into a warning. So it does go advisory, then watch, then warning. So for instance, we had areas up here in like Winfield, or just at the south, these areas here, they were under winter storm watches. However, the snowstorm shifted more south, so they downgraded them to winter weather advisories. Whereas some areas up here in like South Carolina, they were just in winter weather advisories, and now they immediately got upgraded to warnings because it has shifted a little bit more north for snowfall totals in this region here. But generally, yeah, it's winter weather advisory, then winter storm watch, winter storm warning, and then blizzard warning. Also got blizzard warning in there too. It's not that common to see blizzard watches. Blizzard watches are a thing, but confidence has to be extremely high in blizzard conditions to see blizzard watches issued. For instance, today we never saw blizzard watches. We just went right to blizzard warnings. The blizzard in Kansas we had earlier this year, we skipped right into blizzard warnings. Typically, you don't see blizzard watches because confidence has to be very high in blizzard conditions for that to be issued. Normally, blizzards are like a very last second warning. By the way, just to show you how crazy this winter season has already been, Houston, Texas has seen more snow than Omaha, Nebraska this year. And Lafayette, Louisiana has seen more snow than, or just about as much snow as St. Louis this year. I could actually make more comparisons. Let me go look at the official map of snow totals. Okay, you ready? Let me go to make some comparisons. So, Lafayette, Louisiana has seen more snow than Caleb this year. Lafayette, Louisiana has seen more snow than Memphis, Tennessee. More snow than, like I said, Omaha, Nebraska. More snow than even Chicago. Lafayette, Louisiana has seen more snow than Chicago, Illinois this year. More snow than Toledo, Ohio. More snow than almost more. Actually, nope. More snow than Columbus, Ohio. Definitely not more snow than anywhere up here in the New England states. Yeah, the New England states have all seen more snow than Lafayette. But just to kind of put it in perspective of how crazy the winter season has been already. Only 18 people watching. I don't see anyone watching you. Just saying. I still got 18 people watching, and there's people who have millions of followers live right now. And I'm still here. I'm not in it for the views. Even if one person was in here, I'd still be here tracking the historic event. But like I said, I don't see anybody watching your channel. Let me see here. This is the one time you like the National Weather Service in New Orleans because they issued warnings. Eh. I mean, New Orleans isn't typically that bad. Well, it definitely came across that way. It definitely did. I don't think I've ever gone... I know I've never gone into somebody's channel before and said their viewer count in the chat. That's just not something I do. Because it's going to be taken the wrong way, really, almost no matter how you say it. Let me go look at the WSSI here. But now you learned your lesson. I mean, it's just not something you want to talk about. Let's see here. At least in a chat. Yeah, we still have level 5 out of 5 impacts for New Orleans. Well, like I said, there's a lot of other people live, so that's normally what it is. The more people that go live, the less views I have. But like I said, I'm still gonna be here. As long as it's something to cover, I'll be here. Snow is getting close to ending now, where we saw our 10.5-inch snow report. It's getting closer and closer to ending. Let's go over to here. Yeah, you can see your heavy band of snow is right here. And where we saw that 10.5-inch snow report was somewhere in this general vicinity here. So snow is about to stop in Lafayette. So your last bit of snowfall will be now. I don't know if we're going to be able to get to a foot of snowfall out here. I don't see any more new reports in terms of snowfall totals from this region here. There was this one area in between Branch and Crowley that got under the heaviest bands. So we'll see if we get a new report there. But if we saw a foot of snowfall, it's definitely going to be in this area here. Yeah, if I'm not live streaming, I have a lot of live streams. A lot of live streams pulled up. I have like 5 chasers and 3 other coverage people pulled up. But let me go check our power outages. Those are... Oh, well, Louisiana's went up some. It went up to 6,000. Texas is going down to 29,000. So we got more power outages now in Louisiana. I think that's about... Oh, I can't remember. I think that's around like 600 more than when we last checked. And of course that's going to happen because this snowstorm's going to be, impacting more and more regions here in Louisiana. I don't know if that's considered New Orleans there, but that's probably a new snowfall record for that area. Okay, no, not the parish. Well, I guess that doesn't count as New Orleans. It has to be east of this line here, this county line right there. So this county line right in here has to be where we see a report greater than 3 inches for us to have the record here in New Orleans. So we'll keep, oh. So southeast of Houston, there was 5.5 inches of snowfall, just to keep you updated on that. Galveston, Texas saw 4 inches, between 3.5 and 4 inches of snowfall. And then most areas in and around Lake Charles saw between 7 and 7.2 inches of snowfall. with areas in Lafayette receiving between 8 and 11 inches of snowfall so far. Most of those areas are already done with snow, with the exception of Lafayette. They still have about 30 more minutes to go before snow finishes. Lake Charles is done with snow. Houston's done with snow. Galveston's done with snow. Beaumont's done with snow. Cameron, it has like literally 5 minutes left of snow. Well, it did. I apologize for my response of being aggressive towards you. I apologize, but I'm going to move on from that. It did sound like you were insulting my viewers, so I insulted you back. You know what's one thing I haven't checked? Ice. I haven't looked at the newest HRRR for ice. Still could see some ice out here in Florida, southeastern Georgia, but that looks, and then there's the NAM. So there's still a lot of uncertainty on ice. Got it. So the HRRR, the RAP have like minimal ice. The NAM has a historic ice storm. The NAM 3K has a historic ice storm. The GFS has kind of in the middle. And you, oh, we can look at the Canadian. The Canadian also has a historic ice storm as well. Oh, my bad. That's the NAM. I apologize. That's the NAM. This is the Canadian, which you can't look at it. Hold on. Let's count them all up again. So you got the NAM for a historic ice storm, the NAM 3K. The GFS is kind of mid-range for it. And the HRRR and the RAP want barely anything. I would definitely lean towards more of barely anything. I do think we could see isolated areas up to 1/20 of an inch out in this region here, but I believe we've leaned towards more of snow in that area, in my opinion. Let's see what the NAM does, though. Alright, so we'll be able to tell by like 6, 7 o'clock tonight. 6, 7 o'clock, if there's more ice in this area, we'll be able to tell if it's going to be a historic ice storm, or if it's more of mixed precipitation to snow, we'd be able to tell if it's going to be more of a snowstorm. Does that affect the snow totals at all? Oh, heck yeah, it does. Look at that. Look at the difference in the snow totals between if we get an ice storm like this or a snowstorm. Snowstorm would bring almost a foot of snow, according to the HRRR, along the coastal areas of South Carolina and Georgia. And an ice storm would bring literally all ice and barely any snow. So it looks like that's where some uncertainty exists. We'll see if that works out between the NAM 3K or not. I don't know when the NAM 3K 18Z renders in. I don't know if anyone in chat knows that. If it's more than 2 hours, I won't stay for it. But if it's in like an hour, hour 30, I may stay for it just to see what it shows here on stream. I know there's a list of when the weather models render in, but I don't know where to find it. I ain't gonna be able to find it. Who am I kidding? It's like looking for a needle in a haystack. It'll take me years to try to find that list. I don't know why I didn't save it. I mean, I don't plan on ending yet. We're still going, but I don't know. I honestly, I can't tell you if I will or won't be back on tonight. It depends. It's a Tuesday, so I'll probably. It depends on how long I go. If I go for another 2 hours, most likely I won't come back on tonight. If I'm on for another hour or so, then I probably will come back on. Let me see. What, you want me to just do a full 12 hours or something? I don't know if I could sit here for the whole day tracking snow. That's never really been something I enjoy tracking. But thankfully we do have good cameras here, so I won't complain too much. Camera above my face cam, by the way, still in Lafayette. I haven't moved it from Lafayette. Let's go back to weather-wise because their precipitation type's better than Radar Omega's. What does GR2 have? Yeah, this is all snow. I don't think we really have any mixed precipitation mixing in here. Let me refresh our camera. It's buffering. I don't think we really have any mixed precipitation mixing in any of this area here. If we do, it would be on the far coastal areas, like right in here. That might be where we have some very small mixing issues of like ice mixed precipitation and a little bit less snow, but even then, I mean, I think it's still all snow. You can see that heavy snowfall has moved into Mobile as well. It might be moving into Montgomery now and maybe into Atlanta. It's a little hard to tell exactly where that heavy snow is falling. It's hard to tell what's stuck in the mid-level and upper level. I believe, I'm not for sure, but I believe this is all snow falling now. This whole area here is all snow. I don't think Columbia is seeing much snow right now. Same for Charlotte, Greenville, Athens, Atlanta. I don't think these areas are seeing much snowfall at all. I think that snow is going to be stuck in the mid-levels. What did he say? What did you say, Caleb? Better have been a typo. Nope, I was busy talking about snow. What? Oh, dude. You didn't do nothing yet. Ben, Caleb, Indiana, and Brooklyn all saw it. You know you saw your own text there, Caleb, or you wouldn't have deleted it. I can see that you deleted it, but I can't see what you said. Nope, it's fully retracted. Oh, I know he did something. Yeah, he's trying to cover something up. Alright, I don't need this up anymore. The only model run I'm really interested in is the NAM 18Z. That's the one I'm really interested in because I want to see what it shows for ice storm potential. 18Z NAM and 18Z NAM 3K. .5 inches of snowfall out here north of Wiggins, Mississippi. That's already halfway up to their expected snowfall totals of 3 to 6. So they're already almost at verification status, even though they got a whole hour and a half of snow left. At least, maybe even significantly more than that. Probably looking at another 2 hours of snow out there. And snow has already begun out there in Pensacola. I really do think Pensacola... I don't see a world where Pensacola does not end up with a absolute historic total today. I just don't see it. I think Pensacola is going to see 8, 9 inches of snowfall today. I really do. I don't see a world where they do not see a minimum of 7. Like, the least snowfall I see in Pensacola, Florida is 7. Which is, well, that's almost triple. That is almost triple the current Florida state snowfall record. I do want to check MPings really quick again. I want to see if we got any MPing reports of snow. Okay, we actually do have MPing reports of snow into Colombia. What time was that? 1:34. So apparently, according to MPing, which is people reporting minor weather events. Typically, it's minor, like they report rain, freezing rain, or light snow. It's snowing out there in Columbia, South Carolina. MPing reports are like the MPing report things, or the smaller reports that you see of like twigs, 4-inch twigs on the ground, or like a trash can blown over. Those are the reports typically from MPing. Your actual reports, those are like, 1 inch of snow, 2 inches of snow, 3 inches of snow, 60-mile-an-hour winds. Those are actual reports into the National Weather Service. MPings typically are very minor things. Then again, we have seen some crazy MPings during hurricane season. There have been crazy MPings. But it's really just a fast way to report things to the National Weather Service. That's what it is. It's a very fast way to report things to the National Weather Service. That would have been a much better way to describe it. Because on Radarscope, all you got to do is click like 3 buttons and you send in a report. That's a much better way to describe it. Hopefully I'll remember that. Apparently there's an app on Google Play for it. I'm not even gonna lie, I had zero clue about that. Three-star review. Well, shoot, can't be that good. I'll just keep using MPing on Radarscope, but I'll download that after stream, see if it's any good. I actually had no idea there was an MPing app. Alright, anyways, though, let's go back over here to Lafayette. This is your heavy band of snow right in here. It's the last heavy band of snow for Lafayette. Is about to hit in probably now. Maybe in 5 minutes, but right around now, Lafayette should be getting their last heavy band of snowfall. I'm checking the National Weather Service's forecasts right now. I'm trying to see if they're updating any of the snow totals because 5 inches of snowfall in let me zoom out. Their forecast is still like 5 inches of snowfall in this area here, and I just don't see a world where we end up with that low of snowfall totals. They're calling for as high as 6 inches of snowfall in this area, but honestly, I think we could see as much as like 10. I really do. I really think we could see as much as 10 in this area. All right, power outage update. We're back under 6,000 now in Louisiana, and we're at 27,000 in Texas. So Texas has lost, or rather, I should say, Texas has gained 5,000 people with power over the last like hour and a half or so. Louisiana has kind of stayed around that 6,000 mark. They've gone under it, and then they go a little over it, then they keep fluctuating over and under it multiple times. Let me go back over to weather-wise. There we go. Oop, forgot to get my cursor back on. So, still seeing very heavy snowfall in New Orleans. That just might be where the heaviest band has set up here. Actually, let's go check. We'll use GR Earth here. Yeah, yep, heaviest band is currently over New Orleans. Let's get a camera over there right now. I'm going to switch over to winter storm warnings because we're no longer at blizzard warnings. Those expired. And I'm going to flip us on over to... Let's go into downtown New Orleans because that's where it looks the heaviest. Gotta wait for the cameras to load. Hello, Sam. Welcome to the stream. Oh, jeez. Is that really... All right, yeah, there is... Let me go ahead and show you guys downtown New Orleans right now. This is the Business 90, which is near I-10 in downtown New Orleans. Very, very much whiteout conditions out there. You can see the signs. You can barely make out the signs here. Nobody's on the roads. The roads are completely covered out here in New Orleans. So that is a look in downtown New Orleans. Well, it's not fully downtown. The camera is like somewhere around here. Well, now I'm going to have to go check. I want to go check where that camera is. I got to figure out exactly where it is here. Hopefully I can find it again. Okay, I got it. Switch all back over here. It is right here. Right there. Which I consider that downtown New Orleans, personally. I mean, literally, there's New Orleans. That's complete, full-blown downtown New Orleans right there. And our camera's right here. Along I-10. Let's go back to weather-wise, because that's... Okay, there you go. There goes your other warnings now in Louisiana. We just lost those winter storm warnings. Are they, like, planning on keeping these in Texas for a little while longer? I mean, they haven't canceled any of them out here. I don't know if that's for, like, the freeze-over tonight, but I don't think so. Typically, for freeze-overs, they keep winter weather advisories, not actually winter storm warnings. Do you think I could get 2 inches of snow? I'm not gonna lie, Sam. I don't know exactly where you are. It's difficult to keep up where everybody lives. I can make a guess, but it's probably gonna be so wrong. So, like I said, in order for a record to be broken in New Orleans, we need a report in this area here for that record to be broken, which I'm sure we've already seen 4+ inches of snow in that area. Okay, let's go find this area for Sam. You said I think you can see 2 inches of snow? I highly doubt it. I would be shocked to see even Columbia, South Carolina, which is central South Carolina, get 2 inches of snow. I'm going to go look at our newest model. I would say you're looking at a 1/2 inch to 1 inch of snow at best. That's like best case scenario. You get an inch of snow. We need a central South Carolina snowstorm. That's what we need. You guys always get left out. Like this area right here has been left out in snowstorms already a lot. Like one literally went just barely to y'all's north, and now we're getting one that's actually going to the south. Sure, Columbia may get like an inch or two of snow, but still, we need like a good snowstorm for South Carolina, because I know a lot of people are really, really wanting that. Now you got whiteout conditions for sure in New Orleans. I can barely see the signs. I see like half of one sign. On the stream, I can actually see 2. If I look at my my Streamlabs, I can see 2 right here, and then I can barely see these. But if I look at the screen on my monitor here, I can only see that one. I doubt it, Sam. I doubt it. Jim Cantora's in Pensacola. Wasn't he in Houston this morning? There ain't no way he's in Pensacola. I was like 1,000% sure he was in Houston this morning. Let's see. I don't know where he is. He hasn't given an update on his Twitter page. Maybe he has on the Weather Channel. Yep, he's one of those meteorologists who just teleport everywhere. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they do it. 1 minute they're in Houston, and then I swear, not but 2 minutes later, they're in freaking Pensacola, Florida. I don't think it's... Unless he flew there, I don't think it's actually possible for him to get from Houston to Pensacola. And I think it might be somebody who he's like... He might have I don't know where you saw that from. I'm not sure where you saw it from. But there's probably a reasoning. Because I'm pretty sure he's still in Houston. Pretty sure. Let's see here. Is that Texas or Florida? I don't know where that is. The Weather Channel? Okay. Yeah, see, I don't have the Weather Channel, so I can't tell you that. Hello, Armstrong. Welcome to the stream. Hello, what's up? Welcome to the stream. Perry, Georgia? Let's see. Perry, Georgia. Wow. That's pretty dang far south for right now. And pretty dang far east, too. It's all snow. Radar is picking up on maybe some rain there, but it could definitely be wrong. I would definitely trust reports over what radar is saying. I mean, wow, I'm a little surprised. That is already so far east. I mean, you weren't supposed to get snow until 4 p.m. Eastern. 4 p.m. Eastern. That's another 2 hours and 12 minutes before you're supposed to be seeing your first flakes. I mean, some of these areas are getting it really early, man. That's why I'm shocked the National Weather Service stayed with their lower end forecast of 4.5 inches of snow in some spots. I really want to wait for that 18Z HRRR. It should render in. I think it will render in about 10 minutes. It should start rendering in. Yeah, we've had a couple thunder snows today. Definitely a minimum of 1 in Louisiana. I saw that on radar myself. I know we had at least 1 in Louisiana, but I'm sure we've had a lot more than just 1. Because it's not really that easy to find thunder snow on radar. Especially with these more widespread winter storms. And the lightning bolt symbol on radar Omega is so tiny. I officially can't see anything in downtown New Orleans now. I can't see a thing. Okay, wait, hold on. If I look at it for long enough, I can start to see the outline of the sign. But that is very difficult. Very, very difficult to see. That is downtown New Orleans right there, on the I-10 corridor. There's a very heavy band making its way um, into New Orleans. My bad. I just realized this site has radar. Let me go figure out where this radar is. I ain't gonna be able to find it. Let's see. Okay, so just to show you again, there's the heavy band. If you look, well, what scene are y'all on? Okay, if you look above my face cam, you can see the very heavy band making its way into downtown New Orleans. It's extremely, extremely heavy snow. Very heavy snowfall, blinding snow. I don't know if it's blizzard conditions because I don't have a reading on the wind speeds, but it's definitely extremely heavy snowfall. New Orleans has officially broken their record of snowfall. We have officially received a report of 4 inches of snowfall at the international airport, and that breaks the previous record from 1963, another record from 1958, another record from 1973, and then another record from 2004. This is officially the most snowfall they have seen in history. And I believe it is some of the first measurable snowfall of half an inch or greater ever since about 2004. Let me see the last time they actually had snow. The last time they got 1/10 of an inch of snowfall, which is considered measurable by the National Weather Service, was 2009. Wow. So the last time they saw half an inch of snowfall was 2004. The last time they saw definition of measurable snowfall was 2009. The last time they had their record broken was in 1963, if you discount today, which is their new record of 4 inches of snowfall. And I believe we are going to get significantly higher than that. I'm pretty confident we're going to be seeing probably 6 inches of snowfall in New Orleans. I swear, I just saw someone say I-10 in Florida is getting covered in snow. Is that really a band of snow? Let's look at CC. No. Nope. You can see CC's picking up on larger pellets, which could be a signal of ice, mixed precipitation out here near Crestview. But hold on, I want to go as quick as I can and try to get a Florida DOT traffic cam in Crestview. Map. Crestview. Traffic cameras. Okay, it is definitely mixed precipitation. It is definitely mixed precipitation. Yeah, this leading line here is 100% mixed precip. A lot of it looks to be rain. There's some snow mixed in there, but a lot of rain. Here, I'll try to show you this. This is a very shaky camera. But there you go. That is in Crestview, Florida. Just to show you that it's not like whiteout conditions there. It's a mixed precip. Now, if we go more west, let's see. Say like Pensacola. I think Pensacola pointing north is probably going to be mainly snow. Yep. Here is Pensacola, Florida. Look at that. Switch all over here. I've got two cameras on now. My bad. The one above my face cam just a minute ago was in Crestview, and now this one is the one in Pensacola. I forgot I had you guys on the other scene. My bad. But that's in Pensacola, Florida. Ben, we are monitoring the potential for a snowstorm on the 27th and 28th of January, as well as a potential severe weather threat on those 2 days as well. Right now, the overall severe threat appears to be low, and the winter storm threat is highly uncertain. But we will be monitoring it just in case. But no major events look likely throughout the rest of January. It looks like we're going to have a bunch of poorly timed cold air and poorly timed trough ejections that probably won't mix well to result in any significant severe weather or any significant snowstorms within the next week or two. So our model runs really downtrended because we still have the opportunity for another 2 snowstorms, maybe even 3 snowstorms here between now and February 5th. But all of them look to be missed opportunities at the moment. We'll see which way models trend, of course, because it could change. But right now, there's not really much I'm actively watching. It's things that I'm still going to, look on the model runs every day for, but nothing that I'm really going to be worried about. All right, let's go ahead and switch this again. Camera above my face cam is in New Orleans. The one I just took off was the one in Pensacola, Florida. Power outage check again. We're down to 26,000 in Texas, and we are up another 1,000 in Louisiana. We're up to 7,000 in Louisiana. Power outages are going up quickly in and around the New Orleans area. So if you are from New Orleans, power is going out very quickly in your area. And that will most likely continue as we just have a band of very heavy snowfall here. Just really staying over New Orleans right now. Go back to weather-wise here. Yep, there's your end of the snowstorm. That main last heavy band of snow is moving through Lafayette right now. This is your last main band of heavy snowfall right in here. I'll show you where it extends up to. You can clearly tell where it extends. It extends from about up here through down into Lafayette. That's the last heavy band of snowfall from the snowstorm. And then west, we still have some snow, of course, out here. But it's not as heavy as that first band right here from about Wilson, Louisiana, down to the coastline in southwestern Louisiana, closer to North Island along 82. So, Lafayette, enjoy that last bit of snow while you get it. Hopefully it hasn't caused too many impacts, but you guys were under a level 5 out of 5 today for extreme impacts. Let's see here. Okay. Say the bingo line. I bet you didn't have this on your bingo card. I sure didn't. I did not have this on my bingo card at all for this year. Or in my entire lifetime. I did not have almost a foot of snowfall northwest of Lafayette being on my bingo card. I did not have blizzard warnings in southern Louisiana on my bingo card for the next forever. And I didn't have a double-digit snowstorm in southern Louisiana being on my bingo card ever. I I didn't even think it was gonna be. I didn't even think it was possible. I didn't think it was possible, man. To have such a perfectly timed snowstorm like this, and this was for snow lovers. This was the S tier outcome right here. Like you couldn't have gotten a better outcome from this trop. It was such a difficult and annoying and very precise setup that would have resulted in such a significant snowstorm, such as the one we are seeing today into tomorrow morning. And I mean, it's just, you really can't get much more snow than this out of this system. It's almost to the atmosphere's limit. I mean, it's not really possible for you to see as much snow that we're seeing here. A foot of snow out of a setup like this is just astounding. It's astonishing, and it's something that I didn't think was possible from such a messy storm system like this. It was not a good snowstorm setup, but somehow it turned into one. Somehow it turned into one. A new HRRR model run is rendering in right now 18Z, but I really want to wait for the 18Z NAM and NAM 3K. I just don't know if those are going to be rendering in here anytime soon. But we've broken the record of snowfall in New Orleans, which that was the main thing I really wanted to live stream. I really wanted to live stream New Orleans breaking their record. And I already know Pensacola is going to break their record. There ain't no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt in my mind that we won't break the Florida State record. See that 3 inches of snow right there in Bruton, Alabama, or is this Georgia? This is Alabama. All that has to do is move a couple more miles to the south right here. If we get a report right here or anywhere in here that says 3 inches of snow, we've broken Florida's state record. And that report just came in. So I would almost bet you somebody in here has gotten 3 inches of snowfall. They just are yet to report it. Yep, Florida does have a state of emergency out. They do. Oh, I forgot I was looking up that radar. There's a new radar that I got that I didn't even realize I got. Go see if I can find it. Let's see here. It's not that. I really hope somebody's getting a full loop of this winter storm. I'm sure NOAA is. I'm sure they are. Because that would be one ridiculous loop. 4 inches of snow now reported out here in Lumberton, Mississippi. It looks like there's a little lack of snow. I don't know if it's in part to the hold on, sorry, I got distracted by okay. I don't know if it's in part to like dry air or something, but there is a lack of snow here from near Poplarville, Mississippi, all the way back down towards Hammond, Louisiana. So we'll see. We'll see if that fills in at all. I'd like to find this radar site, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. I don't see where it would be on this site here. Okay, let's clear that. Yeah, we've actually talked about Miami getting snow on this channel before. I'm just waiting for the report here near Pensacola. I'm sure somewhere in and around or maybe northeast of Pensacola, Florida has gotten 3 inches of snow. And it would be a state record. Let me check. All right. I got a question for you guys. Would you guys rather have me live stream about another hour, 15 minutes or so, maybe longer, or come back later tonight for another live stream? Which one would you guys rather have? Because there is something I could do now, or I would have to do it later, but at some point I'll have to do it. I would either, what would I do? I would either end in like 15 minutes and come back later towards like 6, or I would just keep going for an hour and 15 minutes or so, or maybe even a little longer than that. Okay, if you want me to do a poll, I'll do a poll. Let's see. We'll say leave in... The poll, I can't do a really long poll here. Okay, there you go. We'll see what that gets. Vote on the poll if you want to. If you want me to come back later, vote the top one. Or if you want me to just stick it out here for another hour and a half or so and not stream later, then do the bottom one. Top one's winning by a milestone right now. My second stream bin, probably, I'd say at least another hour and a half or 2, maybe even longer than that. I just know that my parents need my help, and I don't want to stream here straight through the entire day. So, if I had Lucky here, I'd just have Lucky cover for an hour and then I'd come back, but Lucky ain't here. Dude has not been on the YouTube grind. So I'll let that poll run for 7 more minutes or so, right towards when we might end. And if you guys vote to end, we'll come back for about an hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours, or possibly even longer than that later tonight. So if we do end here shortly, some of the things we covered the most snowfall Louisiana has seen in over 100+ years. We covered a record-breaking snowstorm for New Orleans, blizzard, a record-breaking and historic blizzard for southwestern Louisiana, the first blizzard warning ever issued in Louisiana state history. We've covered the record for western Florida, the record for snowfall in Florida, because I can already tell you 3 inches of snowfall has fallen somewhere here in north of Pensacola, Florida. I mean, we've been seeing snow for the last 2 hours straight out here. Uh, like right in here, somebody has seen 3 inches of snowfall, and it just has to be reported. It's really a 50-50 poll right now. You're kidding. Oh my goodness. The bottom one is starting to win now. I mean, either way, I'm going to help my parents. It's just, I'd help them either a little bit later or I'd help them, like, now. Both ways, I'm going to help my parents. Honestly, to be honest with you, I recommend voting the top one because I think it would be better to end in 10 minutes and split this up into a two-part live stream where we cover the historic part for Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, and then come back later on tonight and then cover the historic part for Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. Let me see. Snow stops for Pensacola around 7, so if we do stop, I'll definitely come back towards like 6 or 7. I think we're gonna, even though that poll is split towards the bottom one, I think I'm just gonna end and come back later, so that way I can cover it in a two-part stream. I mean, it's almost a 50-50 poll. The bottom one's winning by a whole 1 vote. Okay, I'll vote on my poll. I'll vote on my own poll. I gotta use my phone because I don't want to pull up my my stream on my stream. Okay. See, now it's a 50-50. Now it is a 50-50. All right. I'll text my parents real quick. All right. There we go. Oh, well, no, there's still 2 minutes for the bottom to come back, but I think we're going to split it up into a two-part stream. I think that's a good idea. And it seems like most people who are in the chat are agreeing too. I'm really waiting for that report in Florida to come in here. Man, New Orleans is going to be, they're going to be smashing their record like crazy. I think it's going to be a close one. New Orleans record is 2.8. Florida's is like literally the same, right around the same. And I think it's going to be, I'm curious to see which one's going to win the bigger record smashed here. Because I think around Pensacola, that's going to be like the other city that we watch to see how high that total gets, and same for New Orleans. We'll see which one gets more snow. We're gonna see which one gets more snow. Top one's winning by 3 or 4 votes now. But all right, y'all. We're gonna end the poll here. I'll let it run for a whole like 10 more seconds here really quick. But I appreciate you guys tuning in to part 1 of this coverage. We'll be back here tonight, either at 6 or 7, one or the other. Between 6 and 7 p.m. Eastern, we'll be back here to cover the second portion of this historic storm. I'm going to go get a few things done, and then eat supper and hop back on here. That's the plan. Help my parents out for the next hour and a half, if not more than that. And then I'll watch the storm a bit off of stream, eat, and then come back right on here around, like I said, 6, 7 o'clock. So I appreciate you guys for tuning in. That's going to be the end of that poll. Top 1 wins. And that's going to mean we're going to end now. And then we'll come back for another live stream. I don't know how long the second one will be, but it will probably be another 2+ hours of coverage later on tonight between 6 and 7 o'clock Eastern. So flash warning in the background, but I appreciate you guys so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to share this stream with family, friends, social media. We'll be right back here around, like I said, 6, 7 o'clock Eastern. Subscribe to the channel if you are new with the notification bell set to all, so you know when I go live later on tonight. And I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. It is Tuesday. I hope you have a great rest of your Tuesday. Like I said, though, I will be back later on tonight because you guys voted for that on the poll. I appreciate Connor for letting us use his live stream. He's currently out there in New Orleans. So, you know, just in the background, this is Connor Croft. Just so you can see his stream in the background. He's in New Orleans. But anyways, that's going to be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you, mods, for mod in chat. I will see everybody between 6 and 7 o'clock Eastern time later on tonight. Again, this was a very historic coverage. We saw the first blizzard warning ever in Louisiana. Florida broke its snowfall record. New Orleans broke its snowfall record. And we saw the most snow in South Central Louisiana in the last 100 years. Stay safe. Watch the snowfall. I'll see you guys later on tonight. Have a great rest of your day. Goodbye. stay safe. Thank you much for watching. I'll see you guys between 6 and 7 o'clock Eastern tonight. Have a great rest of your day.